class. Today I'm going to teach you all 10.4 isotherm and adiabatic changes. But for this part 1, that will be isotherm changes. Okay, I'm going to teach you all isotherm changes. Alright, the learning outcome for this will be describe the isotherm process of a gas. Number 1, use the equation for isotherm changes. Number 2. So I'm going to teach number 1 and number 2, and later once we already learn, we will use all those equations that we are supposed to use. Okay, isotherm. Iso means same. Iso means same. Thermal, temperature. So isotherm process of a gas means temperature is constant. Okay, an isotherm process is a process in which a gas undergoes a change of state at constant temperature. Gas undergoes a change of state at constant temperature. The key word is a process. The internal energy of a gas depends only on its temperature. So internal energy of a gas depends only on its temperature. Okay, since the temperature is constant, then any gas that undergoes this process, its internal energy is also constant, which will be 0. The change of internal energy is also constant, the internal energy is constant where the delta U will be equals to 0. Okay, so maybe during the process there is already have U1 is equals to maybe 10 joule. Okay, so during the process of isotherm, what happens? U2 is also equals to 10 joule. So it says the internal energy is constant, means is constant, but the change in internal energy, which is delta U, is equals to 0. 10 minus 10. Okay, because a gas already has its own internal energy. Alright, you give amount of heat energy that will either increase or since you are giving, it will increase the internal for whatever it has. Okay, in other words, there is no change in the internal energy. Okay, as the temperature remain constant, okay, now we see here temperature is constant, and we notice that pressure and volume of the gas obey gas law. So we have temperature, we have pressure, we have volume. So since temperature remain constant, so the changes will be between pressure and volume, which we can relate it with Boyle's law. Okay, where Boyle's law says P is inversely proportional to 1 over V, where V is equals to K, which is a constant. Okay, alright, constant. Okay, big K, small k, small k. Now figure 10.8. So that's why if I draw a graph between pressure and volume, the curve of an isotherm will look something like this. Okay, it will look something like this. So if you go back to this recent studies, just some flashbacks of what we know before this. If I draw pressure and volume graph, if it's an isochoric, the line will be like this. It's a straight line. Isochoric. Iso, you get the spelling right. Isochoric, C-H-O-R-I-C. Okay, let me get my number. C-H-O, betul juga. C-H-O-R-I-C, isochoric. But if I want to get pressure constant, then that will be isobaric. And this line will be isotherm. So make sure you know all your lines in the PV graph. Isotherm. Okay, so this is an isotherm line. Alright, it's a curve. Okay, figure 10.8 shows three different curves corresponding to the temperature T1, T2 and T3 for the PV graph. Each curve is called isotherm. Each curve is called isotherm. As the temperature increases, the curve moves further away from the origin. So when temperature increases, the curve moves further away from the origin. Okay, so that shows that T3 is greater than T2 is greater than T1. Okay, T3 is greater than T2 and T2's temperature is greater than T1. So that means this is, if this is 100 Kelvin, this must be 200 Kelvin, this must be 300 Kelvin. Okay, example. Okay, compression and expansion. Okay, let me explain this. This is called as isotherm compression. Isothermal compression. This is called as isothermal expansion. Okay, so it's like this, class. If we look at the first law of thermodynamics, Q equals to delta U plus W. Okay, so since delta U is 0 in an isotherm process, so we have two situations can happen. One is positive delta Q equals to positive W, or negative delta Q equals to negative W. Okay, negative delta Q equals to negative W. Why? Because when this one is 0, so delta Q is equals to W. If this is positive, this is positive. If this is negative, this will be negative. Okay, if you look under here, this situation, we have positive W. Positive W means volume increases. Volume increases, expansion. And the positive Q means heat supply. So volume increase, expansion, heat supply. So this process is called as isotherm expansion. Isothermal expansion. Alright, if you look here, this is delta Q, this is delta Q equals to delta W. Negative W means it is, I'm going to write down here, yeah. Negative W means its volume decreases. Volume decreases. This is compression. Yo, my pen. Compression. Okay, and that negative Q means it is heat escape. So that shows this situation is called as isothermal compression. Okay, alright, so we have two situations. Situation 1, situation 2 can happen. So this two situation is explained by this two diagram. If you look here, heat escape, negative Q. Work done on gas at constant. Work done on gas, W is negative. Constant temperature, that means delta U is 0. Negative Q equals to negative W. Okay, isothermal expansion, heat enters, positive Q. Work done by gas, positive W. Constant temperature, delta U is 0. So positive Q equals to positive W. Okay, so this is what it says. Isotherm compression is this formula. Isotherm expansion is this formula. No need to memorize the formula. Just know how to study each situation of gases. So that the question changes, you know how to use the concept. Okay? Alright. Now, so all this is elaboration of what I have explained here. Okay, now let's look at work done in the thermodynamic process. Okay, so work is done. We want to find the work done in the thermodynamic process. So we're going to find work done by the gas, positive W, and we also want to find work done on the gas, which is negative W. So if you look at this page, which is page 254, you will notice that this concept is similar as the concept that we have studied in page 242. Okay, similar concept as we have studied in page 242. They're all similar because this is an isotherm line or isotherm curve. This was an isotherm curve. So the concept is the same. Alright, but here if you notice, they explain a bit more and they put a little bit more formula substitution. Okay, so let's look here. This is a work done by ideal gas. Work done by ideal gas means positive W. Positive W means its expansion. Okay, so we have a graph here. So that's why the book says the word isotherm expansion. Isotherm expansion. That means what? Temperature constant. Okay, temperature constant. Expansion means volume increases under Boyle's law. So it tally with concept of Boyle's law. Okay, so if you look at this graph, you will notice first this was the initial state. This is Pi. I stands for initial. And then this is VI. This is volume initial. Okay, after that the gas is expanding. From initial it goes to the final state. Volume is VF and pressure is PF, where volume increases. Okay, and we also have studied that concept in 10.2. Area under the graph is work done by gas. Okay, so you see the arrow. Study by looking at the arrow. So from this formula that shows, this is a formula for work done under pressure which is not constant. So we know W is equals to VI, VF, P, D, V. Okay, before that we use V1, V2. Here we want to use V initial and V final. Okay, we know PV from ideal gas law. PV is equals to nRT and P is equals to nRT over V. And we also know from Boyle's law, P is equals to PV is equals to small k. Okay, so therefore from here if you notice, K is equals to nRT. So here if you look at this formula here you study, your K is actually equals to nRT. nRT, that means is constant. So K is actually constant. Okay, so this is the formula in lesson 10.2, page 242. Okay, alright. So here what the book did is substitute P as nRT over V from the concept of ideal gas law. Okay, then it brings out nRT outside. It takes out because they are constant. It takes it out. So we have 1 over V. Integration of this. You integrate, you get your formula W equals to nRT ln VF over VI. Which before this, we know W is also equals to K ln V2 over V1. So here they substitute 2 as final. Here they substitute 1 as initial. So you have these two. Okay. Alright. Other than that, what else can we use? Okay. If you look at this initial state, this is P1. This is, okay, this is VI PI. This is VF. Correct? And we know that P is directly proportional to 1 over V, and we know P is equals to K over V, and we know K equals to PV. So from here, at this particular point, we can use the formula PI VI equals to PF VF. Okay, so if you look at this thing here, we notice that VF over VI is equals to PI over PF. Alright, is also equals to that. So then the formula can also become, if you look here, you look at this formula, the formula can also become W equals to nRT ln PI over PF. Another formula. Okay, nRT ln PI over PF. Yeah, they have it here. Oh no. Okay. Oh no, this one is different. So you can also substitute this. Okay, now what does this equation is trying to say? K equals to PV, so PI VI equals to PF VF is equals to, okay, let me use another color pen, is also equals to K, which K is equals to nRT. So equals to nRT. Okay, so therefore nRT is also equals to PI VI and also equals to PF VF, which you can also substitute here. PI VI nRT, PI VI nRT also can be equals to PF VF. Okay, alright, so let's just get all this formula all together so that we don't get confused. Okay, the first formula we study under isotherm, work done, will be W equals to K ln, okay, K ln V2 over V1, which is in page 242 under 10.2. 10.2, page 242, 10.2. Okay, page 242. Then we know W can also equals to what? nRT ln, okay, VF over VI. Here is V2 means the second one, so here will be final. Okay, it's just I'm just using what the book has given the example, because K is equals to nRT. Okay, I also can use W equals to nRT ln PI over PF. I also can use W equals to PI VI ln VF over VI. I can also equal to W equals to PF VF ln VF over VI. I can also take this 2 and I can put also, and I can use this. Alright, so these are the formulas that I can use. 5 formulas all together. Okay, now how do I get from this? This was the basic formula you studied. How do I get K equals to nRT? PV equals to nRT. PV is by Boyle's law and PV is equals to K. So K equals to nRT. Okay. Alright. How do I get PI VI? From this formula, PI VI is equals to K or PF VF is equals to K. So I substitute and I get this formula. So no need to memorize, just memorize the, if you want to memorize, you memorize the basic formula, just know how you can substitute the value. Okay. Now let's look at this next one. For isotherm expansion, VI is greater than VF, correct? Because final volume will be greater than initial volume. That is expansion. Okay, that is correct. In other words, work done by the gas on the surrounding is positive, which is true because W is positive. W is positive. Okay. Now, using the first law of thermodynamics, which is delta Q equals to delta U plus W. I know W is positive. I know delta U is equals to 0. So, I get delta Q equals to W. And since W is positive, therefore